Hi, my name is Calamity Jane, and I'm sort of, well, this is a new channel. It's a bit of a shit show, to tell you the truth, if you followed any of my story. And so you'll have to pardon my setup. If you follow my story, you'll know that there's, that I'm in a place of transition, having just basically, like, been thrown out of my last place of work. It's becoming a pattern. In these places, I go to them and pick up on crimes, and then they get rid of me really fast. So if you want to see more of my crazy story, you can look into that. This is just a read that I decided, that I did, and decided to broadcast this one. It is like picking up on the energy of the twin flame connection, or even possibly a divine counterpart connection, and the lack of the twin flame connection. I don't know what your situation is. Mine is confusing. But anyway, so has to do with either twin flames or soulmates, and relationships of a higher purpose, especially ones where a partner is being moved on from or whatnot. So I'm also still wearing my jammies. It's been quite a day. Well, it hasn't been much of a day. It was like a really rough night, and so yeah, we're getting through it. But anyways, let's just get going. So this is actually called a Tree of Life spread. Oftentimes I do a sort of a more like abstract, I would always do abstract readings that would all fit on my triangle shaped end table when I started, and I would just fill up the table with cards, and that was the reading. But I really like this particular reading, and I don't know if others do it, but this deck is called Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It's I don't know how you say her name, Raven Phelan. So yeah, her name's Raven Phelan. And I'll go ahead and just pick up the cards as I read them. So the first card here is, it's called the Trunk. And it's the Seeker. And you know what? These are actual cards I pulled out. I'm sort of newer at this, so I actually do study and get the messages so that I can make a more efficient video, because not everyone has an hour all the time. But so it's you, the Seeker, and what I got was the 8 of Air and the reverse, which basically is questioning the past, having a bit of a distorted like past memories, questioning kind of like where all these things came from that has kind of like put you in the place that you're at now. I don't know if I should just like bring these closer when I do this. Possibly. Yeah, so the Divine Masculine is now basically questioning the past, and just the distorted past, and sort of like connections, like family expectations and whatnot, that have caused him to be here, and in cognitive dissonance a bit, having some dualistic thinking, basically, what has been required or imposed versus what he truly wants deep down inside. The third eye is present on this, and the chakras, so like it has to do a little bit with blocked intuition, but with it being the reverse, perhaps some of that is being unblocked, and the Divine Masculine is being freed, and we can hope that. And then the first branch basically is, the first branch comes over here, and it is the 3 of Water that I pulled. It's a really beautiful card. I really like the artwork on this deck. There's a few that like I don't like, but the rest I love, sort of a thing. It's kind of weird. But the first branch, the current mood is 3 of Water, and it is basically just like the current mood of today, the present. So the Divine Masculine has come to a place, or the connection coming to a place of satisfaction, looking to the future with hope, anticipation, with exciting success on the horizon. And if you're not in a relationship, or you don't know about a relationship, or you don't, feel like one is in the works for you now, this could be like actually like career-based, and if you're watching this, but basically just embracing the past and the past successes, and achievements and whatnot, but rather than dwelling on the past, looking to the future, for it to be a place of growth, and realizing that success is on the horizon, and it can be in, you know, the real sense of it in the 3D plane. And so then the second branch is the King of Water, and it represents a possible strength or weakness. So part of it I feel like has to do with gender bias, sort of like confusion, like a lack of balance within energies. And it's interesting because I feel like, yeah, the masculine, feminine, which she has extra, she's got an 11 and a 12. It was 11 of fire is the masculine, feminine. And so this sort of theme presents itself again. So, you know, like gender bias, holding things back, you know, traditional roles or whatnot, boredom, but, you know, possible strength or weakness affecting the ability to move or not move, boredom in a situation, and also jealousy issues presenting themselves and causing disruption. And, you know, it could involve things with like manipulation concerning property or like family affairs being held over, you know, the other head as like a relationship, especially one that could be long-term or has a lot tied to it, making things complicated, and manipulation being used in that aspect. So then moving on, this is making my arm hurt. The third branch represents the present and is the Ten of Earth, actually, that I pulled. Really nice. 10 of Pentacles. Actually, I should have turned a light on for this. Hopefully it shows up all right. But yeah, present, the 10 of Earth. So presently, and we hope to see them. Am I getting a knock on the door? Oh my gosh, hang on. Shit. Yeah, I'll be right back. Oh. What's up? I'm just recording a tarot reading. So let me finish it really quick because it's like in the middle of rolling. I'll just like speed through it. What are you doing, Krista? What you doing? Oh, really? Yeah, my thing was full. Okay. Can I just finish this really quick? Okay. So the fourth branch, the third branch to present, the 10 of Earth, time for a reward. Everything coming together, understanding a place, your place and purpose, and strength from experience being incorporated into next final future steps. And then the fourth branch here has 2 leaves, and it basically is like an expanded version of, you know, either a choice of 3 things or basically a choice in 3 different aspects of that choice. And so the fourth branch was the 9 of Earth that came up, charity and generosity over materialism, being humbled, a connection from which you can receive rather than just giving, and a harmonious one. And then that was further clarified by the Child's card, which I thought initially could have meant like a baby mama or something, but it doesn't. It could, but basically in this sense, it represents a new beginning, you know, just all things being made new. There's also a little hummingbird in there. That's interesting. And then the other clarification was actually the 4 of Fire. And basically it's focused mind, action, creativity, and work being put into this fourth branch, the 9 of Earth, the choice of choosing basically what represents the divine feminine here, which is, you know, generosity and compassion and whatnot. However, it still kind of could be between 3 choices if that does apply in your situation. And then the 5th branch here was basically has to do with upcoming weeks and struggles, is the Sage reversed, which basically talks about, you know, and warns of a self-absorbed smooth talker, or being the self-absorbed smooth talker. There's difficult things that are going to need to be heard, that are going to be presented, attempted manipulations, from either side, or yourself possibly, but mostly I feel like the karmic side, and the know-it-all syndrome, a warning against, like, you know, using know-it-all just because of, you know, we all experience like shame if there are things that need to be confronted that we may be embarrassed about or whatever. So, and then we go down to basically the first root, which basically is the integrity in the reverse. And it represents an upcoming, or wait, I'm sorry, a present influence, something that can also be getting in the way, and warning against hypocrisy, contradicting behavior, judging the judger, or feeling the need to criticize out of shame or mistakes, or fronting as morally superior just to kind of overcompensate for things. It's got the owl in reverse and the leopard in reverse also, which is kind of interesting with the, you know, naked chicken reverse. And then the second root is the masculine feminine, which is her 11 of fire in this deck. And it is something or someone from the past holding back progress, or an idea could be holding back progress. And that basically is the need to balance the masculine and feminine energies. Where am I? Yes, basically need to, you know, or it could be like, you know, other relationships or secrets, including, you know, different genders within relationships and whatnot. You know, possibly the secrets of other types of relationships have been hidden and have maybe come out now. Oops. And then the third root represents the subconscious thoughts and feelings. And it is the journey card, which is kind of cool. So presently, the Divine Masculine is focusing on a journey, on making a journey, and choosing a quality experience, acting with reason and purpose in his decision, and avoiding conflict while shaping his life in the way that he wants his life to be, or knows it should be. And then the third leaf, which represents upcoming months, is way up here, and it is the 6 of fire. And so it's healing, meditation, negotiations coming, arbitration, truce, boundary, support, resolution, lots of communication, lots of really deep communication, diplomacy, letting go of concessions, biases, closed mind thinking, two sides to every disagreement or discussion, facts being revealed, and stubbornness dropped as that part of the whole thing is approached and worked through. And that was basically that read. And then also I was shuffling another deck, and these just flew out and they related, and this was right after I did this read, so I just wanted to bring them up, which was the High Priestess in reverse, secrets being exposed, shallowness and gossip, basically stuff like that, blocking healing. But now in the reverse, we're moving on from that, right? The Divine Masculine is moving on from that. And then the 3 of Pentacles also in the reverse, representing, you know, not only like connections being broken that could have been bad investments, or, you know, or not, you know, going anywhere, or not being prosperous. But also as a person, it represents, like, in connection with the High Priestess in reverse, an approval seeker, a freeloader, a forced connection, trust being defiled, and a mentor, like student type relationship, or like, say, a mommy daddy type relationship that's unbalanced and unequal and not even. And then the Page of Swords basically was in the upright, so meaning that there's a message coming, and the message has to do with lots of ideas, money-making ideas, business, a message coming forth. The hummingbird's a busy messenger, so like loads of ideas, and basically the idea of someone being able to be a friend, a best friend, a lover, and a business partner all in one. And when you can focus that energy on all those things, it's like a threefer, and you know, it could be quite productive. And then also at the bottom of the deck there was the Hanged Man in reverse, further confirming things, you know, that there's been needless shame and suffering, but the situation is being reframed, possibly relocation, and possibilities now being within reach. And there was one more, and I actually did want to read this one. It's from the Starseed Oracle, the Oracle card that I pulled, and it was big picture thinking, Pleiadians energy, visionary and inspired ideas. And this one I do actually want to read it out of her book to finish this. And big picture thinking. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. You're likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you're being called to usher in. If so, this card is your confirmation that it is divinely guided. The Pleiadians support us in this important stage of Earth's development. They want us to know that the decisions we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and its species. They're calling on you to be a leader of the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust that vision and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold your mind open and try not to worry about what others think, for it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's reality. And so basically like connecting that with a divine counterpart relationship and, you know, basically the right connections happening for this time in history, for a new earth to be created, and like what the ideas it talks about in a golden age basically to be created. So that's it. I hope you have a great day. See you later. It's Calamity Jane.